Okay.
We're getting swept and giving up 75 goals in 3 games. We're not even going to play game 4 because it's going to be so bad. It's going to be like, you scored too many goals in 3 games. But all it takes is our special players, our special teams, and our special plays.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
We have no special play. Too bad we don't have any special
Teams.
teams. I miss Scott
Yeah,
Gomez.
sorry, I was doing an emergency pod. How's it going tonight?
What's the
Hold on,
emergency?
we didn't even go live. Well, we're live, but we didn't start.
Oh, we didn't even go live? Oh, okay.
What are we potting about?
Oh,
That's
no, Nikki was at... We need to get content out. Nikki was at the Joe Shane press conference today, so she wanted to recap it.
Did he say anything interesting?
No, absolutely not.
All right.
No, nothing at all.
He didn't
Nothing
say
at all.
the last time we took an LSU wide receiver didn't work out well, so we're not going to do it again?
False.
Okay.
But yes. He has faith in the quarterback room.
Oh.
Yes. Joey Harrington. The reincarnation
That's
of Joey
beyond
Harrington.
scary that you found that.
Barstool posted an article about the Lions' new logo, about the Lions' new jerseys, and they showed Joey Harrington wearing his black jersey because that's one of the jerseys the Lions are releasing. And I was like, that's Daniel Jones in a Lions jersey.
Yeah, that's Daniel Jones, all right.
So
I never even thought.
In other words, he's going to Atlanta when Kirk Cousins gets arrested for beating
confidence in the quarterback room?
I think it's just GM speak of they're on the roster right now, so
Got it.
we have to have faith.
We can
in
go
them.
over it in a minute. Let's hit the live stream. What's up, brother?
Hey, brother.
His brother.
Episode 389. We're here to talk about special players, special teams, special plays, because we're talking playoffs.
Way too much time on TikTok all the time.
It's literally the only thing on TikTok.
Pressure make diamonds. Pressure make diamonds.
It's a problem.
It's playoff time, boys.
but I got an EpiPen.
There's 3 teams in the New York area that are in the playoffs out of the 5 major sports teams in the winners. So things are going really good.
I hate how everything is 1994 though.
I mean, it is kind of crazy.
What was the Knicks seed in 94? That's the only thing I never actually
2.
looked up. So there was an earthquake. Something happened with OJ. The Rangers won the President's Trophy, and the Knicks are the number 2 seed. So 94.
So
we're recapping 94. Got it.
So they're losing to the Sixers in round 1. Got it.
No, they lose to the Rockets in the championship. Duh.
Yeah, I know what happened then. The Rockets aren't even in the playoffs.
That was why
Honestly,
I said it. I said it to Andrew Metzler at one of the games because we were talking about who we want to play in the first round for the Islanders, and I said I don't want to play the Rangers. Too much 1994 shit going on, and we got swept by the Rangers in the first round.
Yeah, that would have been on top of that scenario.
I don't remember the kind of confidence I had going into 94 playoffs, but
I can't imagine much.
Yeah, I wasn't really.
Although 93, well, I guess so.
Yeah, I wasn't really into hockey yet. I vaguely remember 94 with the Rangers run.
I remember watching them lose and being like, "Isn't there another game after this one?" When they were shaking hands, and my dad was like, no." Like, oh,
nope.
Yeah, I don't remember anything from 94.
And then and then 94. I remember being pissed off at OJ because his trial was always on during when Power Rangers was supposed to be on.
Another victim.
Fucking dick. How about
Another one.
first off, R.I.P. O.J. Simpson. Second off,
Why?
how about
rest
this
in
with all the
peace.
Bills fans being like, the curse of OJ is finally gone. This is why we have
Hey,
never
man.
won anything.
Kind of false because they lost all their championships before OJ did all this awful stuff. So
Right, wasn't it
flawed.
90, 91, 90, 91,
89,
92,
90,
and 93,
91,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
So he was a
guess, yeah.
bad guy after all that losing.
Right. He killed her after 94.
Maybe he was just pissed off they couldn't win one.
Well, he had retired.
It's all his fault that they didn't win one. That's what it comes out. I can't believe
It's actually
they're gonna open up their new stadium and win a Super Bowl. I already called it.
the Bills.
The Bills, yeah. I
Why
think
didn't you?
I mean, they're gonna have to
2026 is
retool.
opening.
They're gonna have to retool pretty quickly because they literally got rid of almost everyone other than Josh Allen.
He doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to.
No.
Yeah,
Like
we
not
know where
even
they're
like
going.
Trey
oh,
Diggs, you should have tagged what's his name.
but even like
At least
no, like
tagged
there's no
him.
one good. Like no, there are no bodies.
I mean, Gabe Davis wasn't worth that money. Whatever. They'll draft. There's
Sure.
plenty of wide receivers in this draft.
Yeah, but if
We
you're
know
going
they're
to
getting
trade your
one.
number one receiver, and this guy's quote unquote supposed to be one, you
Are
tag
we all
him and keep him
drafting
for the year,
Dalton
and you let him.
Kincaid in fantasy this year? Is that the plan? Was you going to throw the ball Dalton Kincaid everywhere?
Yeah, they're gonna
No.
Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes it.
They might have to.
I think you mean like whoever Baltimore's tight end is in Lamar Jackson because
Sure.
he's
Yeah,
going to
whoever
run
Baltimore-
probably as much as
Like
Lamar
you
Jackson.
don't know
does.
who Mark Andrews is. Like we're just sitting here not.
Who's the other? Who was the guy who was
Mark
just
Andrews.
likely the other one?
Likely, yes.
Andrews was hurt.
You want to go Todd Heap? I mean, where are we going with this?
Likely was the guy who took over when Matthews got hurt.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So I remember because
We know Buffalo is going to go wide receiver, so that will be at least shocking.
I can't wait.
I guess.
Are they though?
They have to.
You have to.
They have to pick.
You paid all that
two
money to Josh
receivers.
Allen. Paid Josh Allen all that money to.
Like they have to pick two wide receivers in the first like 3 rounds.
Definitely, but it's a year for them to do it. So
Sure.
Right. This is the deepest receiver class we've had in a long time.
really do.
But that's next week. We have let's first talk about this new hockey franchise. Interesting. The Utah Blanks.
So what do you think the name's going to be?
So they're leaving.
They should do what the Jazz do, and just like Utah Jazz instead of the New Orleans Jazz.
Something random like the Utah rap music. So there was a article on Twitter.
They're leaving Arizona, all the Arizona stuff behind because apparently, if they come to an agreement for the land and build an arena, they're allowed to put a bid in to become a franchise again. So they agreed to leave all the history behind.
For all intents and purposes, the NHL is retracting by one team and expanding by one team going into the next season. And then, yes,
Really, they're not really doing anything different. Nothing's going
right.
to really.
But in the next 5 years, that guy, at a discounted price than an expansion team would be, can come back in the league with the Arizona Coyotes and all the history that is actually Winnipeg Jets history. None of it makes any sense.
It really is. They should have to give the Winnipeg Jet history back to the Winnipeg Jets.
Should.
Like the craziest thing, Danny, I don't know if you saw this on Twitter. Shane Doan, Arizona.
Yeah, that was
Coyote
really crazy.
They left his retired number in the abandoned arena and threw it in the garbage. And somebody found it.
They left it and somebody threw it out.
And then the guy found it. Guys are going to be allowed to own a team again?
It's like the time when you got your friends dumpster dived when the Coliseum closed for the first time.
We did. I do remember people did that. You're not wrong.
Yeah, but it was like chairs and like parking lots.
No, there were some banners.
No.
But it wasn't like Stanley Cup banners and retired number banners.
No, it wasn't a dig. I'm just saying it's.
No.
I wasn't a
yeah,
dig.
but Danny's right. But also, like, I don't know how you let. This isn't a widely known thing because people don't give a shit about the Arizona Coyotes. In 2021, the reason they had to move from the old arena is because they didn't pay their rent, and the arena kicked them out. They were going to lock them out.
They got evicted.
They got evicted. They were going to lock the doors and not allow them to play the rest of the season in the middle of that season until they paid the rent. And then they paid the rent and like, okay, this is it. You finish the season, we're done. And this guy gets to get another team? It's absolutely below.
Excuse me. They're also in talks with Atlanta apparently about putting another team there.
I don't know anything.
That would be their third try.
I don't know. They keep talking about this with hockey. They're going to end up with like 36 teams. It feels like they're expanding way too much. They want to put a Houston team. They want to put an Atlanta team. They're talking about like another.
They want 2 more Canada teams.
Like another Toronto area team essentially.
They want ideally they want Quebec, so they want another West Coast Canada team also, or somebody more central to kind of go against be the Jets' main. Just Canadian rival.
Feels like too much. I have no doubt that hockey could work in Atlanta. I don't know. I honestly don't know enough about what happened last time as to why it failed. But like, it's a big enough market that can take a hockey team. Everything else fucking works.
Just gonna keep.
Okay, the fucking baseball team works.
Nobody really goes to their games, but they just win every year, so they just make all their money in the playoffs.
I mean, honestly, dude, like, it's their third time trying. Like, give it to another team area. That would be like, okay.
Give it to Houston. I don't know.
That would be fun.
Houston. Give it to Quebec. Give it to Hartford. Let Hartford try again.
Hartford's not going to work.
Hartford,
and Atlanta is?
It's a bigger city than Hartford.
Is it though?
I think with Hartford, there's just so much going on. You got the Bruins half hour away, 45 minutes away, like an hour and a half away, and then you have the Islanders, Rangers, and Devils 2 hours away. So there's so much going on with that. This is where I think sports teams, there's just too much going on. Like they get too greedy where it's like right now it's the perfect amount of teams. If a team wants to relocate, great, but we don't need another expansion team.
No,
I think when the basketball guys sold to the Dallas owner and he just started moving.
I think
that they gotta find a way to like enough's enough kind of thing. Granted, I don't know the Seattle situation, but obviously we all know the Golden Knights situation of expansion teams. That was that's a A++ expansion.
So Seattle is doing good. I was reading something about it the other day. They're doing good
financially. What they should be.
They're just about average about where they should be financially. It's just all right. They got in the playoffs 1 out of 3 years now.
That's good.
Right, that's good. It's a different city. It's a good vibe in the city, apparently.
That's good.
So there's a lot of positivity coming out of Seattle, despite the not making the playoffs.
When the Supersonics come back, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, but like the Vegas thing, it's like people are going to look at that and try to emulate that. They just they put really good management in place, and their management also is kind of like acts like no other management is willing to act. Like they run the team like it's a video game. They don't give a shit. They're like, I don't care how good you are.
That's why people are disliking them, but they're winning.
Marc-Andre Fleury was
they're in Vegas, so they know they can do that.
Right, but like Fleury was a Vezina finalist for them. They went to the playoffs, and they traded him for a cap dump. They just threw him away.
Correct.
They had there was a picture the other day. It said it was like a Where's Waldo picture, and it said, check out the Vegas Golden Knights team, long-term IR team, getting ready to come off the long-term IR for the playoffs. Because that's where the problem is. The league removes the salary cap in the playoffs, so these guys can just doesn't matter what their cap hit is once the season's over, and that's where the problem becomes because now you're looking at we pay Thomas Hertl $8 million this year plus Mark Stone $12 million.
See, I know a lot of people don't like that. I have my unpopular opinion is I don't think it's that big of like the Golden Knights. It didn't. Again, people don't talk about hockey that much. We don't talk about, especially Western Conference hockey, that much. They were like 2 points in their playoff spot when they made that trade, maybe 4 points in that playoff spot.
They weren't really in a playoff spot there.
They were in the playoff spot, but maybe by I'm 4 points. It might have been 4 games, might have been 8 points, and it got to the point where they were like 3 points up. They were very close to not making the playoffs.
Right.
They kind of got it figured out and made it by a significant margin. The Lightning, the one that we always talk about 2, 3, 4 years ago, went the whole season without their best player. Like, we're not just throwing junk on the LTIR. It's your best players are going on LTIR.
It's the guy who you pay the most, which is why next year you'll see Lee on long-term IR all year because he makes
it's like
$7 million and we don't need him on
If you can make it the whole season with your best player on LTIR, then sure, whatever. I mean, I guess that's good for you.
So you're saying they're going to be doing the Russell Wilson and future Daniel Jones LTIRs because of the injury payment?
I don't know about that.
No, the hockey players get paid no matter what when it comes to injuries. It's not like there's no argument over paying the guy. Okay. The argument with Russell Wilson was the Broncos didn't want to pay him if he failed a physical.
But the Giants are going to do that to Daniel Jones, by the way.
But the Giants will probably pay. The Giants are going to do the right thing and pay Daniel Jones because that's the proper thing to do.
No,
if the guy's hurt, but if it's in your contract, then yeah.
No,
but because at the end of the day, that's an insurance thing. It's not even coming out of the team pocket. It's like David Wright being on the DL for 900 days because we're still paying Reyes' insurance claims for his hamstrings.
Is getting Russell Wilson. That's just a fact. That's why they told Drew Lock he's going to play.
That's why Drew Lock's on the team.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Jones is not starting.
That's the sole reason why Drew.
Yeah, so it's going to happen again, and that's it. That's just the way it is.
The Seahawks general manager was like, "Yeah, by the way, yeah, he's done."
They told him he was going to play.
Yep.
Okay, well, cat's out of the bag on that one. And is it even worth risking that he plays the first 7 games with his injury history? I don't know. But that's a different conversation.
They're playing very. Yeah, they're playing it coy.
I just don't.
So
I don't.
So since you guys
I want to start with
diehard Islander fans. Oh, of course. All right, I was gonna give you guys the Islanders.
You're the Knicks fan, Danny. Tell me who's gonna guard Joel Embiid because I don't see it.
Danny is. Danny's going to the Garden, paying $400 to get in and guarding Joel Embiid.
You want to pay my ticket?
$400 to get in the door. You know, it was $65 to get in the door to Philly last night. Like, one of my delivery drivers was like, "I'm going to the game tonight. I'm so excited." I'm like, "Oh, sweet. How much you pay? Like $200?" He's like, "No, I paid like $70."
Yeah, I mean,
that playing tournament's really working. Yeah, great guys.
Yeah,
$70. I'm gonna drive an hour and a half to go to a basketball playoff game.
Go ahead.
Yeah, fuck it, right? So with the Knicks, I think we have a lot of big guys to throw at Joel Embiid. We have 6 fouls for each guy, so we have roughly 23 fouls to be very tough on him and just
Whack-a-bead. We're playing Whack-a-bead.
The thing with Embiid though, he's really he's awesome, but you just have to keep on just running. You just literally have to make sure he's just.
Who's the guy they can throw at his knee that they're not concerned about being suspended for the rest of the playoffs? Who can fall
Jericho
into
Sims.
Joel Embiid's knee on Saturday?
Jericho Sims.
There's got to be someone on the end of the bench.
Alex Burks. He hasn't done anything in 2 months.
Whatever.
So
bring Julius back for game 1. Let Julius dress for game 1 and just go out there and fall on his knee.
What's Evan Fournier up to these days?
In a sling, arm sling. No, I think with the Knicks, we've seen all year they are a very, very, very tough team. I think where the Knicks, I'm going to be worried with the Knicks is the secondary scoring in this series and making sure Jalen has that help that yes, DiVincenzo was awesome this year. Hart's been great. Deuce, when he's got going, he's been good. Hardenstein is a very underrated player this year. He stepped up huge. Oh, we got to get into DiVincenzo not being able to win Most Improved Player because of 9 seconds.
We'll
That
get
was
into
crazy.
He played too many
But-
minutes last year. Is that what, or he didn't play enough minutes this year?
He didn't. Oh, yeah, we'll get into that after. I think with the
Okay.
Knicks is obviously secondary scoring for the Knicks, and it's just hopefully those guys keep it going, and we're gonna play tough D. Embiid's gonna get his. It's just finding ways to stop Maxey and just be the team that they were all season long. Like they won 50 games. I know.
So
I have two
You didn't
questions.
So they
do that.
played each other 4 times this year. The Knicks went
And we killed them a
3-1.
bunch.
The Knicks went 3-1. Okay. 3 of the games Embiid didn't play in. The Knicks won 2
And the one
of
he
them.
did, we killed him. And,
128-92 in Philly was a game that Embiid played.
Okay, I have 2 questions. What is the status of OG Anunoby? Is he hurt? Is he playing?
No, he's been playing. He's been fine.
He's fine.
He's
okay.
He's gonna be. What was the guy? Moxley? Is that what's the guy's name you just said?
Maxey.
Maxey. That's that. It's either him or Tobias Harris. He's gonna be basically Gorilla Glue on them.
It's gonna be Maxey.
My
Because
second
you gotta
question.
look. You gotta take away one
He
of
had a
them.
breakout year this year. He had a
My
breakout
second
year
question
this year.
And
Hart's going to be able to take care of Tobias Harris.
Tobias.
I watched the highlights of the Sixers game last night, and I saw a person on the Sixers with the last name Lowry. Is that Kyle Lowry?
Yes, it is.
Is he still
Old
good?
man Kyle, he's a little old. He's that crafty guy that's going to be a very annoying, like he was.
Is he like Knicks Jason Kidd at this point?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, got it. Okay, so we still have to worry about Kyle Lowry. Got it. I've always liked Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, he's going to be that very annoying, crafty person.
Perfect. And that's it. Yeah, that's all my questions. And are they going to win?
Even though I think they win in 6.
Okay.
I think obviously, like I mentioned, with Embiid, you're just gonna have to put up with whatever he does because he's a monster like that. But his conditioning isn't there, so the big men have to move around. We have to make him run around so he can get tired. I think if we get him,
Excuse me. He tied the game yesterday
tired,
with a 3.
right. He's a freak. He's a bona fide freak. So it's going to be interesting. I think we have to make
We need
sure
to beat him
the
so
other guys
badly
don't
that
cook.
he begs them to trade him to the Knicks during the offseason.
Okay, another thing about the game last night, which I found funny, and this is going to happen to the Knicks. What was that from Nick Batum? Where did that come from? And he's gonna do that to the Knicks now. You know that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
He averaged 5 points a game, and he scored 20 in that the fourth quarter alone.
Yeah, he went off last night.
It
So
sounds
that
like
was
something
a
that would
rare.
happen to the Knicks.
That would be something that happened to the Knicks. I will say one thing about the Knicks.
Wait, they don't have to play Jimmy Butler. That's a good thing. Go ahead.
Neither do the Hawks. Or the Bulls, whoever they're the Bulls, right? The Bulls. Neither do the Bulls. And neither if the Heat win, whoever they play in the Celtics.
But is he hurt? He played in the game?
Several weeks. MCL strain.
Busted his knee.
Oh, but okay. So he did get hurt. I saw that. Okay.
He came down
hurt.
early. He got back in the game. And
Right,
then
he was
they
in the
pulled
game.
him because it got tight.
But his knee was fucked. I saw it.
Yeah.
And he's done. Okay. So they're not going to win their game and whatever.
I think, obviously, the Celtics are the Celtics, but if the Knicks get past this round, things are looking good, and morale should be on an all-time high because the Sixers with Embiid is a completely different team.
Is it still bracket style, or does it recede after the first?
I'm pretty sure it's bracket style because I think we don't face.
Yeah, I'm looking at I'm looking at last year's. The
almost
Knicks beat the
positive it's
Cavs.
bracket style.
The Knicks beat the Cavs and then had to play the Heat, which was the 1-8, and the Knicks were in the 4-5. So yeah, it's bracket style. Okay, I'm looking. I just looked up a picture of last year's.
Okay, so then they would play the Bucks or Pacers.
No.
That's the bracket I'm looking at.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, they would play the Bucks they would play the Bucks or Bucks.
Oh yeah. For some reason, I thought I saw this morning Cleveland and Orlando was the.
No, they play the winner.
They would play the
of
Celtics.
the Celtic. I'm assuming
See, the
Bulls,
Celtics,
but who knows?
The thing is, the Celtics had that much of an epic year this year that.
I said this to someone at work. Did they get up too big too early, even though they played well down the stretch?
The Celtics?
They were up.
Possibly.
Think about it. They were up, what, 15 games like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
It was basically, it was over like 2 weeks ago compared to the West, where they literally came down to the last day.
Right.
The standings are crazy, honestly.
Everything behind the Celtics on both sides was crazy.
Like, yeah, the Knicks are playing a team that was like 3 games worse than them, even though they're the 2 seed.
Yeah, the Knicks were what, 2 losses away from being in the play-in tournament? 3 losses, maybe.
Oh yeah, no, it was like 4. I think
it was still like crazy.
I think the Sixers are like the Sixers won 46 games, the Knicks won 50. I was like,
right.
Extremely similar.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting.
Of all the years for the Knicks to be the 2 seed.
Honestly, everybody's saying that, but the Knicks were really good this year, and I think the media is not giving them credit, and it's really annoying because it's just like if you really watch the games, they literally fight every single night, and it's just like they're obviously a good team. So they are, other than maybe the Celtics, maybe other than the Nuggets, they could hang with literally any other team in the league, and I firmly believe that watching.
Hang with the Bucks.
Probably 70 of the 82 games this year. I could believably say that, So
the craziest thing I thought stat-wise was 2 overtime games all year.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Like,
things get short in the
playoffs. And of course, they were
games.
both in the last week and a half of the season, or like within the last 2 weeks, because it was the Spurs game and then the last game.
Man, that Spurs game was killer.
Fraser said it the best because I was watching the overtime, and Breen was like, there are people in the stands, there are people at home wanting the Knicks to lose so they don't have to play either Miami or Philly, blah, blah, blah. And Fraser literally was like, I miss the good old days where nobody cared. They just saw who they had to play and went and did it.
Right. See,
that's how the teams were probably thinking it.
Yeah, that's what Tibbs was thinking.
Right, Tibbs said the same thing after the game.
It's like over analyzing everything, and I think you got to trust your guys. You know what your guys are going to be able to do, and you just got to play with the cards you're dealt, and hopefully they come out on top with it. I love how the media was saying like Knicks fans are scared to play like the Sixers or the Heat. No, it's just it is what it is, and let's
I would have been afraid to play playoff Butler. That guy.
Me too. To a degree,
that's just a different beast in general. Like you saw it last year, they were
2 years in a 2 years in a row they do that is very unlikely. But
you're right. You're 100% right. But you know that if he goes off yesterday, the other night in Philly, and wins that game, and goes into, they would have been the 7 then, and comes to New York, hot and healthy.
Right.
I don't know what the Knicks did against Butler during the year, but again, Butler barely. It's like I was comparing.
No, they were comparing
it to Vasilevsky basically. It was like Vasilevsky, he just didn't really play the beginning of the year, and he was terrible. He was hurt to start the year. He didn't come back strong. I don't know where he was like, oh, it's almost playoff season. Let me start playing again.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I still, in my head, think the Knicks will be at a distance. I mean, obviously, they've played well. They're a good team. Hopefully, the scoring is there. I still think they don't have the star power, but it's probably disrespectful. These guys had a fucking crazy season, so I don't know. We'll see.
I still feel the Knicks are that one player away.
I mean, they definitely are.
They are.
It's just like
they are.
They're that one big man away. That's the thing. Like
you could say that
they went out and got Embiid during the offseason. That's the guy they need.
The Sixers don't have a second guy. Nobody has a second guy except for the Celtics.
In the East.
Yeah, and Porzingis broke out this year.
Right. Porzingis was the top guy on the Celtics this year. Like, what did they draft him in 11? 10, 11, something like that? Maybe even earlier?
2015? He's still relatively young. 2016?
He's only 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, but guys,
that's what happens with hockey. Yeah, that's the thing with hockey and football. Hockey and
2015, fourth pick overall.
Right.
Yeah, but that's like
but
in basketball it's a little different because there's only 12 guys on the team, so you're playing. A lot of these guys are playing 30 minutes, 30 plus minutes.
And he stayed healthy this year, so is he the missing piece of the Celtics?
Nobody has a second guy. The Bucks too, because of Dame.
They have the most, Giannis, probably arguably the clutchest player in the league in Dame.
Is Giannis banged up?
Yeah, he has a calf injury that people are saying it's similar to what KD had. So they're gonna try to get him back, but Bill Simmons was like, "Yeah, I don't see that happening."
Okay, so nobody does have a second guy.
No one in the East has a secondary guy.
So basically, it's like
unless
Dame is going to the playoffs with Portland all over again.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Middleton.
Actually,
right. He has Chris Middleton.
The Pacers are actually favored in the series.
Oh, that was another team people didn't want. People were saying the Knicks shouldn't want to play with the Pacers.
Well, the Pacers' style is a lot different. They're more up and down the court, fast paced. So we're more slower and.
I said this is basically the 90s for the Knicks, where they're playing Miami or Indiana in a huge playoff series. Probably could end up playing both of them in big playoff series.
Right.
Danny, you might know.
And then there's one other team that we got to get by, which is basically like Jordan and the Bulls.
You might know this better. I don't know what happened, but it was like the Cavs were trying to lose the other day to play the Magic.
No, they want to play the Magic.
Why?
Because they like the matchup.
They like the matchup, and they know that they don't have that playoff. They're still very young, and they don't have that playoff experience.
They're looking to make the second round money in tickets. So what's the best matchup to get us second round money and also being like, hey, we made it to the second round, free agent, come here.
But like
they had such a bad taste.
People were really that high on Tyrese Halliburton?
Yeah.
Yeah, people like him.
He made the USA team.
Yeah, he made the team.
All right.
Hey.
Well, that makes sense.
Jalen said it the best. I'm not here to play in the Olympics. I'm here to win an NBA championship.
Right.
That's his way of saying, fuck you, country. Thanks for not taking me.
Yeah. Just the disrespect that Jalen Brunson gets is insane.
But it's like crazy to think like if you actually look at their roster, he'd be the last guy on the bench.
Which is fine.
I mean,
which is still great. Guess what? There was somebody on the dream team, the last guy on the dream team bench.
Last guy on the dream team bench was
Christian Laettner.
Still right.
Christian Laettner still cracks me up because they had to keep one college player on the team.
But it's so funny too because
he like literally lives his life off that gold medal.
Well, obviously he was, he had an unbelievable college. He had an unbelievable college career. He was a pretty good NBA player. They could have taken Shaq.
JJ Redick.
like there was because I watched a documentary and it was like between him and Shaq, and they were like, Leitner's the best college player. Like, imagine it's a fucking Shaq on that team. It would be so cool.
You realize it. But then again, you had Patrick, you had the other guys that were like, all right. College Shaq.
Where's Shaq's minutes?
Where's college Shaq in that equation? You know? No, but I get what you're saying.
Don't know how many minutes Leitner played in the whole fucking thing.
He probably played none, unless it was garbage time.
I know, but like Malone, David Robinson, Ewing, Barkley, like Shaq's not playing, unfortunately.
Yeah, 1992 Shaq was not playing.
So 94? Oh, 92 Olympics is the one we're looking at.
92 right? Is the Dream Team one, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because 94, Shaq was on the team in 94.
96.
90, yeah, why would there be Olympics 2 years later?
I didn't realize that it was... I thought the Olympics was 4 for some reason, because I remember...
No, it is 4. Yeah, so, it was 96. I had a Shaq.
Okay, ready? Where does Shaq get minutes with Christian Laettner, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, and Charles Barkley, all listed as centers and power forwards?
Yeah, that's what Vin literally just said.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at they have their stats on Basketball Reference. He played 7 minutes a game, so they got him in a little bit.
Yeah, because we killed every team by 80 points. So like, Christian, mop it up, bud.
The funny thing about this, you know who else played 7 minutes a game? John Stockton.
Well, you have Magic and you have MJ, so you really don't need to really do anything.
They played Chris Mullin.
And Clyde Drexler could have ran the ball up. You had plenty.
Drexler too, yeah.
Drexler,
Larry Bird was on that team.
Getting Magic minutes because he wasn't actually playing.
Larry Bird could run the ball up.
Leitner played 61 minutes. Stockton played 29. Maybe Stockton was hurt because he only played 4 games. Maybe he got banged up.
Possible.
So the point differential in each game: versus Cuba 79, versus Canada 44, Panama 60, Argentina 41, Puerto Rico 38, and they won the gold medal game by 47 points.
The highest amount they gave up was 85, and the lowest they scored was 130. Yeah, the lowest they scored was 103.
What was the year they got knocked out recently? What was the Olympic year they like?
That was with young LeBron and Melo. So 03, 04 range.
Something around there, right? Yeah. So they like 02, they like dogged it. They like dogged it. If I remember.
No, Melo and LeBron were on the team.
Are you sure?
Right. The redeemed team.
I specifically remember.
Yeah, because they both. I remember them both saying like, "Yeah, we'll be back," because they thought they were going to win gold medals and never play again.
Redeemed team. They flew out the water, and that was the Kobe. Knocking down Paul Gasol and LeBron and D Wade. Like, holy shit!
Okay, so it was 2004. That's what it was. 2004. Because 08 was the redeemed team, was what they called it. Yeah.
Right.
That was 04 was like AI was on it and like Stephon Marbury. Yeah. It was like
crappy. Can we discuss
he made a resurgent back to MSG.
Stephon Marbury?
Yeah, he was there for the last game.
Yeah, he was at the last couple.
Can we discuss the like Mike looking statue they gave Allen Iverson outside the practice facility in Philadelphia?
Yeah, why was that statue so small?
Well, in fairness, he's a small guy. So, 1. 2, why are you putting an Allen Iverson statue outside your practice facility after he's literally known for press conference complaining about having to practice?
I think that's the funniest part of it.
That's the point.
Not the fact that it's like 4 feet tall.
Did you see the video of the kids climbing on the Tom Seaver statue?
No.
Oh yeah, I saw that. People were not happy on
People
Twitter.
were very mad. Steven, it's just little kids like running over his back leg, like in a cycle. They're just jumping over the thing over his back leg.
Because nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, but they were like, I think there was a bunch of people like, okay, let's put a fence around it. And I was like, well, then you can't take a picture with it.
Oh, okay. Before I forget,
figure this out.
I forgot. Tomorrow's a big day in Metland.
Purple Jersey Day.
Oh, is tomorrow the
19th
announcement?
The 19th.
Isn't
it funny that they sent the team on the road to make the announcement?
It's so dumb. It doesn't make any sense to me why you don't make this announcement so that people can buy the jersey before the season or buy it at Christmas or do something.
Because Fanatics is very stupid.
Who didn't get? Didn't like 7 teams not actually get their like alternative jerseys or something?
Yeah, that's why we don't have the black jerseys yet.
Correct. So
that's why we didn't wear the black jerseys. I was wondering why they didn't wear black jerseys last Friday, and I was thinking, all right, it's probably because second Friday of the season, and the City Connect is the first City Connect game is the Friday jersey is a Friday night, so I figured they got rid of them.
I think Vin was the one who told me on the side that was the case.
So I don't know what's going on with these fucking jerseys. I'll tell you one thing in person.
They're terrible.
You can't see the names. Yeah. They're too small. No, I know who people are.
The pants are ripped when these guys slide.
Whose bright idea thought, hey, let's have smaller names on the jerseys?
I don't know what happened. The Royals still have big names. It's unfair. They kept their normal fucking name.
Harper had a jersey on the other day where his name was big, and everybody was like, Harper's wearing Nike jersey, and he took the Nike logo off of it.
Bobby Witt's name from the parking lot. I can't see anybody's name on a Met jersey. It was absolutely ridiculous. I hate these fucking jerseys. And I want a new jersey. I was going through my jerseys and I realized because Jake's gone, all I have is left is Pete Alonso and I guess David Wright. And they're both white, and I don't want to fucking wear a white jersey anymore. I want to get a black one. I can't buy that jersey. I can't.
No.
So we're just going to a jersey.
You'll probably get it before the team does.
No, I'm going.
The best way to explain it is like getting DH jerseys. Like when Steve got me a Carmelo Anthony jersey, that's literally what the lettering was on the Carmelo Anthony jersey.
I mean, this is something we talked about it a little bit with this is specifically about the black jersey. That I was like, oh, I didn't think it looked that bad. I saw it in person at the store. It looks like a knockoff Marshall's jersey. Like it's awful. They need to put the white lining back in. Like, go back to the way it looked. It looks stupid.
It just looks beyond cheap. Like what everybody's saying, it looks like the giveaway jerseys, and like the Met patch it was screened on. It's just tacky. It looks terrible.
I think I'd rather buy a fake jersey at the moment.
Yeah, and you're going to get the same result. You're going to get the same result.
Honestly. Anyway. Fucking nonsense. On the leaked ones, it looks like it's going to be grayish, purplish. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. There's a big. If the one I saw is like gray with a big like black NYC across the front, purple tape. That's fine. I'm all right with it.
Purple tape. What are we?
Purple
buying tape at the Staples and just putting it on the jersey.
Yep, that's we're. Well, you know how people like tape names on back of jerseys? That's what they're gonna do.
We're taping logos on it now. We're gonna tape the logo on.
Right. We're gonna tape.
Make it look like it'll look like graffiti that way.
We're gonna it's gonna be a piece of tape, and you're gonna write your name in Sharpie however you want it.
And you'll be lucky if it actually it'll probably be bigger than when Fanatics sends them out.
So no jersey can ever be as bad as those Players Weekend jerseys that were black and all white. But this is close.
Remember those?
That was so bad.
It's just I'm just watching the games every night, and they're like, how did they approve this?
Right.
It's like how? It's like who? The amount of money, just the amount of money of everything. Like who approves it? It's just like I could guarantee you, little league teams have better jerseys, and those
they were
at
the Little League Park, and they left at their jerseys.
And it's like there's a lot of things that's like that people are saying that it's Fanatics is doing what Nike told them. Okay, then Nike fucked. I don't care who fucked up. Somebody fucked up.
They're going to blame Nike because Nike's the powerhouse, but really, it's not Nike's fault that you suck at your job, Fanatics. The reason why everyone's using it is because you're so cheap.
Like I can't imagine how would they drug every sports league to sign up with them to Like their just product is terrible, and it's every league.
I don't
Like their quality is beyond brutal on
The
everything.
worst is getting that email every morning. It says, "Oh, your team won. Here's $3
Yeah.
in Fanatic Cash." And I'm like, I'm not using $3 in Fanatic Cash to get anything.
There's a guy who like is a Jersey guy. I think it's on YouTube or something. And so hockey is switching to Fanatics, and which I didn't know because I don't give a shit. I don't buy them. At the moment, you can't buy like an authentic hockey jersey, like fight strap and all that shit. Those
Yeah.
aren't available with Adidas right now, and apparently they're bringing those back. So some people are like excited about that. I have no interest in it at all, but maybe that's a step in the right direction. I don't know.
Then
For what?
What?
So you could you could strap your jersey to your
Well,
jeans?
you don't need a fight strap, but I'm saying the authentic, like on ice that they used to fucking sell with Reebok that you could buy for $400.
Well, I'm not giving Fanatics $400 for anything. So
no.
If you go with the Knicks, because I bought a hat yesterday. If you go to the Knicks jerseys, they don't really have any Brunson jerseys.
I found one Brunson T-shirt at Dick's the other day.
Do you remember going to Modell's and they were all hanging above the
Right.
register? Those were the fucking days, man.
Yeah, I missed those.
If you go to the Islander team store at Northwell, they don't sell player T-shirts anymore. And I go, why are you not selling player T-shirts? They go, because nobody buys them.
Yeah, I
go,
stop
I'm
that.
right here to buy like 12. I'll buy every player right now. Where are they?
I feel like you're in the
baseball
minority.
is the only one I would. Yeah, I think baseball was where I would. And then they even fucked those up.
Yeah, they did. The Mets store, I'll tell you, still has them. Those 100%. Which store is actually
that corny. They have those corny. They have those corny like brutal stuff. So,
I mean, everything. I went in the store. It's crazy expensive and bigger.
Of course
but
it is.
sure.
They closed the Hall of Fame to make the store bigger so they could charge more.
Do you see where they put the Hall of Fame?
It's like right next to the 42, I heard, right?
No, so the plaques are like when you go up the escalator in the rotunda, they put them like on the beams.
Yeah.
They're just there. The Hall of Fame is in the back where that like kids wiffle ball field is. There's like a hallway behind the thing that is the Hall of Fame. I haven't gone in, but I saw pictures and I saw the sign. It's an absolute disaster.
Is parking really $45?
It is not 45, it's 40. But it's been 40 for 2 seasons. This is the second season it's been 40.
All right, so the guy at work was exaggerating the $5. Got it.
Yeah, by $5. Yeah. But yeah, this is a thing. Oh, we can go into this discussion forever. Parking was $25 for a decade, I feel like. I mean,
right.
And they jumped it up to 40 last season. It was like 30 for a season, then it was 40 for a season. Still,
right.
I paid 40 on opening day.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
It is what it is.
It's annoying, but
now isn't it going to get worse when they build up all the area?
Oh,
I don't know.
Sure.
So this is a thing for me coming to where the train wise, I would take the train, but since they did the Grand Central stuff and whatever, there aren't railroad trains that run directly from Woodside to Wantagh where I am. Like there's like one every like couple hours. So I have to go from the game back to Woodside to Jamaica to then, and it's like I'm not.
Yeah, that's what me and Steve. That's what me and Steve used to have to do.
It's a pain in the ass. It's just I'd rather at that point pay the $40 than
take
when
2
me
hours.
And
Steve did it. We were like, we had our freedom of my god, we're taking the train to the game. We're like free about it.
Right, and a lot of times since we wouldn't have that train to Gibson, we would just get off of Valley Stream and just walk the 5 to 10 minute walk.
To be like most of the time I would do it. It's on a Friday night. What am I getting home for anyway? But it's still like I did it once.
It's annoying.
And it rained, so it was a little more annoying. It took like 2.5 hours to get home. And I was like, this is just not I'd rather pay the $40 than go do this for free.
In that scenario, 100%.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. But everybody's different. Whatever.
No, you're right.
So hockey playoffs.
Oh boy.
This is going to get interesting.
Is it?
I have
It
to
is.
hop off in like 5 minutes, just to let you know.
That's okay.
Okay.
What do you think about the hockey playoffs then? While you're here, I know you haven't
It's
paid much
really cool.
attention. When the Knicks are good, it's hard.
Per the Athletic, by the
I've
way,
been
there's
watching.
there's only a 20% chance the Islanders win the series, and
Don't
The
ever
looks
tell
fact
like
that
me
the
the
Islanders
odds.
made the playoffs. The fact that the Islanders made the playoffs was really good to see. They weren't obviously they were dead 3 weeks ago. So,
Danny, they were dead
good for
14
them.
times.
So good for them. Unfortunately, Carolina is a monster. So, see you guys
Unbelievable.
in 5, maybe a sweep.
5.
Sweep.
Here's the biggest thing is with this series.
Wait, can we get Danny's take on the Rangers before he has to go? Because I'm just curious if he's paid
Well, the
attention.
Rangers. How have the Capitals been this year? I'm not expecting.
They've been on fire as of late.
Okay, so
Granted, they got in the playoffs because John Tortorella pulled his goalie with 4
Right.
minutes left in a tie game, but that doesn't really.
Did you see that, Danny?
In fairness to
Yeah.
him, and I said this to Rosen the other day. In fairness to him, your season's on the line. You need 2 points in regulation. Like
So-
you had to win that game in regulation. You're not thinking about what's going on in that other game. You're thinking about your game. You're hoping what you need to happen happens. And guess what? If he wins it, he's a genius. If Washington lost that game.
The Flyers were playing the Capitals. The Flyers had to win in regulation in order to make the playoffs. So they pulled their goalie in a tie game with 3 minutes left. As they pulled their goalie, the Red Wings tied the game to go to overtime, then by such eliminating the Flyers. But he didn't know this. So he still had the goalie pulled, and the Capitals scored on an empty net to win and clinch their playoff spot.
I mean, the way the Rangers have been playing this year is second to none. They obviously won the President's Trophy, so they're just a very tough. They're very tough to beat. So I think Carolina, like who's going to be there to contend with the Rangers? Obviously, Carolina was right there next to them all season. So I think the next round is going to be very impressive. And if the Rangers make it past there, who would you be more scared of if you were a Ranger fan? The Maple Leafs?
I think if I'm picking a team out of the other one,
Or
it's the
Bruins,
Panthers that I'm most afraid of.
Oh, the Panthers, yeah.
It's the Panthers or the Bruins. To me, it's the Panthers personally. But yeah, I mean, I think
the Maple Leafs are going to flame out like always.
Yeah, I think that's just the way that they're playing the Bruins. They
already lost.
They heard they never beat the Bruins. It's just the way. It's just what happens.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's just they haven't beat the Bruins in a series since I think they.
I like
the 50s.
I really like. As an independent hockey fan, I really do like the Rangers team. But
they have a great shot. It's their only, and it's the only possible thing that it could be scary of them is that the reason the Capitals made the playoffs is because Ovi got hot. He had like 10 goals.
That's
He
really
had like 10 goals all season.
He had like 10 goals till like January, and all of a sudden he got 30. So like he went crazy over, and that's the only.
He's an old nemesis. So
right, that's their only problem.
I mean,
but yeah, it should be interesting.
But yeah, and I think the Rangers have enough firepower on offense to be fine. And we've seen it time and time again. One of my favorite bets this year was watching the Rangers be down and taking puck line on them every so often.
They come back.
So they always came back.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think they could go for a run. And if Igor is going to be peak Igor, they'll be fine.
Biggest difference with the Rangers this year compared to other years is the backup behind him is Jonathan Quick.
Yeah,
he's got the playoff experience, so he has the hey, I know you struggled in this game, but hey, this is what you got to fix. This is where your mind should be right now. Mindset.
Right. They're set up to go for it.
Yeah,
I actually placed a bet for my in-laws today.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. They're like, "Can you place it for us?" I'm like, sure. What do you want?
Danny.
Here's $50. I'm like, okay. Rangers Stanley Cup? Yes.
What's the odds?
It was plus 800, so
Okay.
it's like 400 to win the cup.
Plus 800. I mean, I guess to win the whole thing, it's like that's
it was
pretty
weird
much
though. Their odds are pretty. They're in the middle of the pack.
What was the best? Probably somebody like fucking Boston or something.
Yeah, Boston was like around them too.
Okay. I don't know.
All right, boys. I gotta run. I will
right,
talk to
Danny.
you guys. Talk to you guys later. Right?
Later.
So,
Carolina,
Oof.
still okay. They have the offensive power, whatever. Frederick Anderson doesn't scare me.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to.
Their biggest thing and their biggest need for the last 10 years has been a goalie. And they're yet to go out and make a trade at the deadline to get a goalie.
I just want to, before
also,
you even...
I was watching on...
Hold on. Before you say anything, Freddie has played... He's only played 16 games this year because he was hurt. He just came back. He has a .932 save percentage in those 16 games so far. He's been unbelievable since he came back from an injury. Now, that's the only... So he hasn't played a game against the Islanders yet this season. They have played the Canes 4 times. They won twice, once in overtime, once in regulation. Hurricanes, same thing, once in overtime, once in regulation. And they weren't really close. The last one wasn't a close game. They lost 4-1. The other 3 were obviously 2 overtime games, and the Islanders' regulation win was 5-4. So they played them relatively close the entire season. But again, that was without their goalie, who has a .930 save percentage, which would be like the best in the league right now. Anyway, go ahead.
He doesn't scare me. He's not a guy who's done anything to make him. He wasn't the guy they got where I was like, oh, this is going to make them a Stanley Cup contender. The one thing they haven't had in the past couple of years is depth scoring. But guess what? It doesn't matter. This is a team you can score goals on. If we can get 3 lines rolling like we've had, like I need playoff Engvall from last year. I need bearded Kyle Palmieri to be better than unbearded Kyle Palmieri.
Well, unbearded Kyle Palmieri scored 30 goals this year,
tying a career high. Granted, okay. By the way, remember when you wanted to sit him and Brock, and I'm like, they're both going for milestone numbers. Let them both play. Brock scored the first goal, needed one more for 35, ended with 34, and Kyle got to 30. And you know what? Let the Russian Brad Marchand play in the playoffs. Screw his contract.
Huh?
Ruslan is Kvak.
Oh.
Look literally from a distance looks like
he
Brad
looked
Marchand.
like Brad Marchand.
Because he's like 4'2" and just skated around the ice like a little midget. I thought he was supposed to play between periods.
He was fine. He made a couple, like the power plays they put him on. He made a couple nice plays. Like you said, he's small, and I think that's going to be his problem. He didn't seem to be able to be very strong on the puck. But again, it was only one game, so I would not be surprised to see him stick around with the team. Like, I don't think
not allowed.
Obviously, Bridgeport's not in the playoffs, so he could just hang out.
But he's not allowed. There's like, unlike the reason they let people stick around during the bubble was because of COVID. It was they were giving you extra players. Okay. Now you're not allowed to have.
Well, right.
5 guys from Bridgeport.
They have to get rid of Wallstrom or whatever. They'd have to send somebody down to make him an extra.
Right. He'd be in a suit like but then again, you may not have left wing Sebastian Aho, who played 75 minutes in the last game of the season.
I'm saying like he could be here not on the roster and be with them. I think that's
he's not even allowed to like practice with them. He's not
I'm
allowed
not saying
to
practice. You have to be in the New York metro area.
Yeah, but that's just a waste. That's what I'm trying to say. He can't. What is he going to do? Stay in a hotel room for 2 weeks?
Skate on the practice rink by himself?
He's not allowed.
You can't skate by yourself when
It's
there's
one
no
of
one
those things. Like
That's so dumb.
you got to be in. If you're part of Bridgeport, you're on the bridge. You got to use their
But their season's over.
It doesn't matter whether it's over or not. Then he's got to go to a different rink. He's not allowed in the
Stick
pro
him in a hotel room
unless there's an injury. So I'm looking at forward ice time. Kyle and Brock each played 20 minutes. Horvat played 20 minutes. Look at the last game.
Right.
Kyle McLean played 18. Pajot got hurt. Played 2. Which is a problem.
I mean, I don't know. They didn't really say anything. I'm assuming that was
the fact that Aho only played 10 minutes in that game is amazing.
I don't know. I don't know how they did that with the Pajot being out.
Where did Sorokin lose 7 seconds of ice time?
They probably pulled him for delayed penalty.
Oh, I guess that's a good reason.
They had one of those that I think was a little extended.
It was good to see the kid get on the ice, play a little puck, have some fun out there.
Yeah, like I said, he's talented. He might be a little small, but there are small guys in the league. We'll see.
Listen, we're not looking for him to be the next great NHL player. We're looking for him to be a solid player. But there's also like reports that apparently he's gone. He's going back. They literally let him play in the game so that way he could say he played one NHL game before he goes back to Russia.
He's going back to Russia because he wants to go back to Russia, or he's going back to Russia.
He doesn't want to be. He's pissed that we didn't let him on the team. He didn't make the team at a camp.
I'd be completely honest.
He had a really good camp.
I'm surprised he lasted this long.
The fact that
without leaving.
Well, he apparently said in like the Russian media that he was obligated to his contract with the team, so he was going to do the right thing by that and not just pack his bags and leave like other people have done.
Do you remember? I don't remember his name, but they signed him the off-season. Johnny left, and he was gonna be like the third line center, and then he just never. He left, and I think he went to go play like for the Bruins in the minors, but then just never
showed up or something.
Never showed up. I honestly don't even remember his name. I don't even know what I would Google to find him.
2017.
18. It was 18-19. Islanders. But he didn't make the team.
Islanders transactions.
Russian player.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
Yeah, I know, right?
So you're saying summer of 18 is when he quote unquote signed.
Correct.
So let's see. Who did they sign? Leo Komarov to 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Sislo, Matt Lavero, Chris Gibson, Seth Helgelson. Kyle Burrows, apparently we signed that year. Did you know that?
Good for him.
We had Steven Gianta on that team too?
Apparently.
Yeah, there's nothing here. There's no Russian that left.
Jan Kovar. That was the motherfucker's name.
Who the hell would know that?
It's on their transactions list on ESPN.
From when?
July 9th, 2018, he signed a 1-year contract.
Yeah, I would leave too. Nobody knows who he is.
I'm telling you, but he was like slotted as a player that was going to play. I'm telling you, there's no way I could prove it, but he was like,
there's no way of proving it. But
there's no way to prove it. But if you it was fucking what's his name, Brian Compton and Carver. Their podcast was still going on. They were like, yeah, he's probably going to be a third line center.
Isles wave Carver will terminate contract.
Yeah.
The team said last week I was taking time to figure out next move after failing to crack roster out of camp. 28-year-old center was assigned to Bridgeport, but did not report.
Right.
They lured him to Brooklyn off a 1-year deal. Point per game forward in the KHL. That's all.
So he went to the Bruins AHL team, played 12 games, had 10 points, and then went and played in the Czech Republic and the Swiss League. So he just didn't want to be here. Okay. Good for him.
The bigger problem right now is that you're calling this kid a loser because he wore number 37. But remember, Simon Holmstrom won 37 in his game and a half last year. So joke's on you, bro.
Yeah, look how that worked out.
He's the best forward.
Simon Holmstrom.
He had the best. If it wasn't for him, we would have never scored a goal in December because he's the only one who scored in December.
There was a moment in December where I was like, we might have a player here. And
we may have a new guy. All right. Are you ready? More importantly, are you ready to feel super old right now?
I'm ready.
I'm going to blow your mind. Do you know who played for the Carolina Hurricanes the other day in his NHL debut? I'm going to give you a name.
Son is on the Hurricanes.
I'm going to give you the name of the player.
Okay.
His name is Jackson Blake.
Jason Blake is a kid in the NHL?
Jason Blake has a kid in the NHL.
My guy.
He wore number 53. He did nothing at all.
we always say, oh, I'm feeling old. You want to feel old? You want to feel old? And I never really felt old. I feel like Vladdy was the first one where I was like, okay, that's weird. Because Vlad Guerrero was one of my guys. And now his son's here. Even Dante Bichette was his career was good, a little before my time.
We basically saw Dante Bichette, he had one hit for the Rockies and his career was over, basically.
Right. Vladdy played into the 2010s.
I was thinking wasn't Larry Walker's kid, Roger Clemens' kid was an Astro when Clemens was trying to make a comeback.
His kid's one of his kids is on the Yankees, maybe? He's
terrible now.
Yeah, he stinks. But no, but Jason Blake.
Yeah, Cody is still playing. Corey is the one that was arrested.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Cody Clemens is a Philly and hit a home run on March 10th, so that doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
But yeah, he's a Philly. Cody Clemens is a Philly. Is he in the pros? Did he make the team? No, he's a minor leaguer. 27, playing in their minor league system. Son of Roger. He was in Detroit in 2022 in 57 games, batted 145. Yeah, and then Roger he was Clemens in Philly last year for about a month, it looks like. 49 games. So, 2 months. Batted 230. But he's a career 254 minor league hitter, so he's got something going for him. Mr. Rick Ankiel. I wonder what that guy's up to.
I don't know. I feel like no. What do you think he's up to? Let's look up what Rick Ankiel is doing. Danny's not here.
That's what we're doing. We're looking up what.
I got it. I'm gonna pull it up. Rick Ankiel Wikipedia. What's he doing?
I'm gonna look up his baseball reference.
So there was a movie in 2016 called The Phenom.
Had to be about him.
Starring Ethan Hawke, Johnny Simmons, and Paul Giamatti, that is loosely based on Ankiel's personal life and professional struggles.
Why?
He was on the Mitchell Report, so that's not great.
Well, that I knew.
After retiring, Ankiel became a commentator and studio analyst for Bally Sports Midwest, frequently joining Dan McLaughlin in calling Cardinals games. So he calls Cardinals games.
Okay. So he was drafted in 1997.
He was drafted
in the second round. And signed that summer.
Good for him.
He was granted free agency in 2006. Re-signed a month later by the Cardinals. Granted free agency in 2009. Signed with the Royals. Traded by the Royals in July of 2010 with Kyle Farnsworth to the Braves for Gregor Blanco, Jesse Chavez, and Tim Collins.
Wait, he was traded for Jesse Chavez? Jesse Chavez is still playing to this day. He just keeps signing one-year deals with the Braves. Okay.
Well, that's how the Braves got him.
That was in 2010. Like I said, Jesse Chavez last year.
We had him for like a month in 2013, and then he was cut.
Ankiel was only a month?
May 13th, 2013. Signed as a free agent with the Mets. June 11th, 2013. Granted free agency.
Steven, it felt like the entire season he was here.
In fairness,
he played
felt
20
like
games.
He was here for a year.
That he was like just there the entire season. He played 20 games. He hit 1 homer. He had 2 homers. He hit 182. Jesus,
by the way,
Rick Ankiel.
Jesse Chavez is currently a pitcher for the
Braves. He's on the Braves right now. He's pitched.
However, he wasn't a Brave to start the season. He went to camp with the White Sox.
Okay, so you know what Jesse Chavez has done the past few years? Jesse Chavez just keeps going to teams, stinking, getting cut, and then going back to the Braves and being good. It's
okay. You ready? Here we go.
Look at what he does. I'm telling you. Look what he does.
I'm not looking that up. This is more importantly. This is more of an us conversation.
Oh God.
June 5th, 2001, drafted by the Cubs in the 39th round. Did not sign. June 4th, 2002. Yes. Drafted by the Texas Rangers in the 42nd round.
So wait. So he got drafted in the 3rd round. Said no, fuck you. And
no, 39th round.
Oh, 39th. He went down 3 rounds.
So he went down 3 rounds. He was then in 2006 traded by the Rangers for Kip Wells.
Kip Wells sticks out in my mind. Let's see what Kip Wells.
You know Kip Wells.
I do.
And then in 2009 he was traded for Arkini Uramo.
Before we go past Kip Wells, 2 out of 3 seasons, 2005 and 2007, led the league in losses. What are we doing? Why are you still pitching?
He was a Pirate for a long time, Kip Wells.
He was a Pirate for a long time, and he wasn't that great.
Yeah, no, I knew that. Okay, so Kip Wells traded to Tampa. Then he got traded for Rafael Soriano to the Braves. Okay. Then oh my God. He was part of the trade by the Braves to go to the Royals for Ankiel and Kyle Farnsworth.
Right.
He was then selected off waivers by the Blue Jays from the Royals. In August of 2012, the A's purchased his contract from the Blue Jays. In 2015, the A's traded him to Toronto for Liam Hendricks.
Oh my God.
August 2016, he got traded to the Dodgers for Mike Bollinger.
Okay.
Free agent, re-signed with the Dodgers, free agent 17. 18 signed with the Rangers. Traded to the Cubs for Taylor Thomas. Free agency 18, re-signed with the Rangers. Free agency 2020. Signed with the Angels in February 21, released in 21, and then this is where it goes into the.
Correct.
So he was signed by the Braves in April of 2021, right? In November,
he got the entire 21 season with them. Goes to free agency.
Okay. March of 22, signs with the Cubs.
Right.
Traded in April by the Cubs for Sean Newcomb.
Yeah, back to the Braves.
Who then trade him with Tucker Davidson to the Angels for Razel Iglesias, who then
is their closer, by the way?
Wait. This gets better. A couple weeks later, the Angels release him.
So the Angels cut him when they cut everybody in the stupid thing.
As a free agent.
Yeah.
Granted free agent, re-signs with the Braves. Granted free agent a year later, signed with the White Sox. Now he's back with the Braves.
Yeah, he just keeps going places, stinking, and then goes back to the Braves.
Who are we going to a Ducks game to see this year so we could do this?
Hold on. Ducks.
Who's on this team this year? There's got to be somebody good there.
All right, this is the last thing we're going to do because then I got to go.
Lou Ford is still there, don't forget.
His the first name there, Lou Ford, manager. Bobby Blevins, pitching coach. Alexi Casilla, hitting coach. That name sounds familiar.
Roman Santos is in the is a catcher. Scott Kelly.
Hector
Gomez. Hector Gomez is a. Who did you say their hitting coach is? Oh, Alexi Castillo. Because Ivan Castillo's the. Jackie Bradley Jr.
JBJ. All right, so JBJ is probably the biggest name on this team. Frank Schwindel, that name sounds familiar too. Yeah, he played in the Major League level before. He played parts of 3 seasons with the Royals and A's. Okay. Got it.
All right. With that being said, fuck you guys. Sorry for cussing. Shout out Sketch. What's up, brother?
I want to do this. There it is. It's balloons.
Balloons for Sketch. Shout out Sketch.
Wait, can we do this? Is it gonna work? No, the heart is not gonna. The Caitlin Clark heart is not gonna work. Did you see that thing with the awkward guy and Caitlin Clark the other day?
Everything is awkward with her at this point because she's making like $10 compared to NBA players.
She got a big shoe contract though.
It's insane. She's getting like $900,000 over 4 years, and the kid the Spurs signed got like $55 million for his rookie year.
Yeah, but she's getting a big shoe contract. Luckily.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, enjoy the playoffs. We're gonna try and get a football draft preview show in, or maybe a recap show in. We'll figure it out based on hockey scheduling. With that being said, fuck the Packers. Don't screw it up next Thursday. Joe Sheen, get your guy. His name is JJ. Fuck you, Logan Ryan. That's all I gotta say. Good night, everybody.